So let's talk about this Phoenix versus Detroit game, which happened yesterday, and let's talk about it. And I really wanted to talk about this game because of three main reasons. First, I wanted to talk about the Suns and what is happening to their health. Second, I wanted to talk about Kevin Durant, just Kevin Durant. And third, I wanted to talk about a few of the players on the Pistons which I've really been excited about and have really proved me wrong this season, if I'm being 100% honest. First, I want to talk about the Suns. The Suns won. They obviously won. The Pistons are not a great team, but the Suns, they've been struggling recently. They have 3 wins and 4 losses, and that's obviously because they don't have their 2 other stars, which are Devin Booker and Bradley Beal. At the start of the season, what we've seen is that Kevin Durant has really been the guy for the Suns, really putting them on the map, and he even became the Sun to score the most points over their first 15 games, beating Charles Barkley by like 70 points. So you know that Kevin Durant is really playing well. He's averaging 29 points, 4 assists, 7 rebounds on 35% from 3 and 52% from the field, really being the main player in this team, when it comes to statistics and the way that he's playing. Kevin Durant has also been a player which has consistently, gotten on the defensive end this season, getting 1 steal per game and 1.3 blocks, meanwhile getting 81% from the field to complement all of this. And in my opinion, I want to say shout out to Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant has been out there, I think, every single game now, or maybe he's missed 1 or 2 games for the Suns. But he's basically been there carrying them through their good spots, their bad spots, their good moments, their bad moments. And yesterday, it was no exception as he dropped 41 points on the Detroit Pistons, really beating them by 14 points. Apart from that, I want to talk about the lack of Devin Booker and the lack of Bradley Beal. I understand that they're injured, but when you're putting a 36-year-old Kevin Durant, if I'm not mistaken, to do all of this, going around, shooting, playmaking, carrying the team every night, even though that's what he's expected to do. He's a superstar. You pay him like a superstar and you put him in a superstar role. That's what you're expecting him to do. There is something to be said about how much the Suns are really demanding from Kevin Durant when there are 2 other stars which they're paying a ridiculous amount of money to help him and complement off of him and help themselves. Then I want to talk about Eric Gordon. He had an amazing game, and also Grayson Allen. Eric Gordon basically had just one of the most efficient games that he's had in a while. He had 21 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds. He shot 3 of 5. He shot around 60% from 3, and he shot 8 for 14 from the field. He was amazing, and he was basically the Suns' point guard for the night. As we know, the Suns get a point guard every night, someone who has to step up as the playmaker. That's normally Devin Booker when he plays, but really in this game it was Eric Gordon, and he did a good job at scoring well, being effective, and making plays happen, even getting 2 offensive rebounds as a shooting guard, Then we have Grayson Allen. He played pretty well too. He was pretty effective. And another guy I want to really give props to is Jusuf Nurkic, because even though he didn't score that much, he had 7 assists. And honestly, I believe that doing that as the center is very valuable to this team. But with the Suns, in my opinion, it just has to be that this team has to stay healthy. Devin Booker, in my opinion, is the truth. He's seriously one of my favorite players in the NBA right now, because every single time I watch him play, I'm like, he is the future. He is the truth. This guy is exactly what you want in the NBA. But really, he needs to be on the court more, and Bradley Beal too, which means that they need to get their health correct before we could see the rest of this, as the Suns now have lost consistently, and even they lost twice to the Spurs, which are a team which is supposed to be way worse than they are. But yeah, Let's keep going with the Pistons now. What I really wanted to talk about the Pistons is they look good. Now, look, they've only won 2 games. They have a losing record at home, and they have lost 5 games. But this team just looks phenomenal. A few things I want to say, and I'm gonna go just by players and their importance, right? So I'm gonna put the least important players first. First, I want to say shout out to Killian Hayes. Killian Hayes looks like he is an actual NBA rotational player. His splits are not that good. He still can't shoot efficiently, but he's been really making a lot of assists happen. He's really been doing it on the defensive end too, trying to getting steals, and he's been played 30 minutes a night this season, and he's actually been delivering. And in my opinion, that's great when you get a guy who can play make and take some of that pressure off of Cade. As long as he can keep working on his layups and developing his shot, which this game it was falling, I want to say that Killian Hayes is really one of the best comeback stories that we are probably going to see this season. Then I'm going to go, shout out to Marvin Bagley. Of course, when we talk about big men in the Pistons, we're going to talk about the 2 main big men later. But Marvin Bagley and James Wiseman are really fighting for those bench positions. And honestly, when we look at those guys, we know and we see that Marvin Bagley is winning. I just want to say shout out to him, because from a guy who went to being that doubted to now actually, contributing and being a plus for his team, he was amazing this game, just being extremely efficient and hitting all of his free throws. Jaden Ivey, I can't wait for him to come back. He's sick. I'm pretty sure it says that he was out for illness. So I'm praying for his recovery. I hope he gets back on the court soon. And then these are the real players that I wanted to talk about, the top 4 guys. Isaiah Stewart, he is Isaiah Stewart. We know how he plays. I'm not going to get too much into him. But these top 3, Jalen Duren. This kid is amazing. I don't know if I ever said it on a video, but I'm pretty sure I did say that I really like this kid and how he plays. And I honestly stand on that. And I do believe that he's going to be one of the best big men, because he's just good. He's big, he's strong, and he gives me like the Ben Wallace, like a modern Ben Wallace, right? He can jump high. He has all the athletic traits. He's fast and he's ferocious. He doesn't care about the other team. He's trying to win. He goes into the game with a lot of energy. And honestly, if he keeps playing like he's playing, he's never leaving Detroit, and he's getting a big contract. Secondly, Ausar Thompson. This kid is amazing. The Twins are doing really well in the NBA. And by the way, their efficiency is just because they're rookies. Let's face it. Every rookie has problems with efficiency. Let's stop complaining about that. But Ausar Thompson is amazing. In this game, he had 14 points, 4 assists, 4 steals, 4 blocks. And he's already top 5 in blocks in the league. And he is a rookie 6'6" forward, right? And in my opinion, that is amazing. He also got 9 rebounds, 5 of them being offensive. He got more offensive rebounds than defensive. And in my opinion, Ausar Thompson is the truth. Finally, Cade Cunningham. Even though his three-pointer, has been falling at a good rate, but his field goal percentage is kind of off, Cade Cunningham showed why he was the first overall pick. He's been phenomenal. He's actually been the leader to Detroit, and he's been playing really well this season. I don't know how his health is going to look, because I am obviously afraid of that. But the kid is averaging 23 and 7 with 3 rebounds and shooting pretty efficiently. The only thing that I want from him is better field goal percentage, but that I imagine will come, as in this game he shot 50%, and his 3-point percentage, as long as it stays how it is, he does have a very bright future. And in my opinion, this Pistons team is amazing. So I'll see you in the next video. Tell me what you thought about this game. I thought it was very entertaining. I like watching these types of games, and I like seeing, younger teams and older teams and championship teams face off against, aspiring championship teams. But yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one.